Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of our third campaign here at Saving Throws. This is called Secrets of the Lost Summit, and I'm in charge of this one. And Catherine's being real bold over here.
I'm always bold. I don't know what you're talking about.
Bruh, please.
Listen.
Bold and italicized.
That's going to be a great quote.
Oh, yeah. So, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Doing?
Excited.
I'm very excited for this.
Woo!
It should be
I
fun.
don't know what that. Why would you do that, Tyler?
I'm not sure what voice I want to do for Jackson.
I'm very interested to hear all of your voices.
Oh, I have to do a voice.
I expect nonetheless. If I can talk like this for like 30 episodes, you can do a voice.
That's facts.
Wait, I don't have to change my voice 'cause I'm playing a human.
I think I want to. Well, I'm kind of a human.
You are a human.
No, I was a human.
Spoilers, bro. Damn.
I mean,
You're still a human, Michael.
kind of.
Yes.
Anyways.
I wasn't aware of
something
this.
cool?
Kyle, did you miss this? Did you miss this, Kyle?
No.
And we're all the shit posters that you played with, the other ones that fucked with you.
Oh, yeah. I'm just missing Jenny.
Yep. But you got all of us.
I still get to deal with all of
Bane
you.
in your existence.
New campaign, same bullshit. I can already feel it.
I mean, isn't the squad composition effectively?
I
the
mean,
same
it's
too?
pretty. It's honestly pretty close to the same.
I mean, I think Tyler and I just switched characters.
That's exactly what happened.
Kinda,
Like,
yeah.
you guys basically picked the same character and was just like, "Hey, Kyle, here's another one. Deal with it."
What you can do about it, nerd?
All right,
Same
let's see.
asshole,
A
different
Sararak 2.0. Let's see what we can do to that stat block.
I mean, I whooped his ass the first time.
You're not wrong.
Anyway.
Anywho.
That's why she's on the cool.
Clear smite.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
Catherine has something cool to show us.
Cameraman, zoom in.
You just say cameraman zoom in and then stand up.
I like your shirt.
Stand
Oh
up
my
and clean
God.
camera.
She's
Where
making
can I-
her own clips at this point.
No kidding.
Catherine, where could I get one of those nice
Yeah,
shirts?
Catherine, that is a very
Yeah,
nice
how
shirt.
could I
I
get
would
a-
love to purchase
could I
one
get
of
a
those and
bottle?
support these lovely people here. Catherine, where can I get one?
Well, we have Redbubble now, where
There's smirks.
Tell me more.
you could go. I just put it in chat, !merch. Click that link. It's got this design, our nerd emote design, which is probably our most popular one. It's the only one people use. And then all of our party logos. And if you're familiar with Redbubble, they're kind of like a middleman with like merch stuff. So they basically print designs on anything you can imagine. They've got t-shirts, sweatshirts, coffee mugs, water bottles, print
Masks.
stickers, masks, pretty much anything you want. With any of our cool designs on it, you can click there if you want to support us. That would be super awesome. And you can also get cool Saving Throws merch there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got merch.
All right, Catherine gets to do a promo now before every episode.
Oh, she's our Sam.
Yeah. I expect greatness.
I can't wait for
Sam,
Christmas.
Marisha, Laura.
Well, now you gotta perform it every time.
Yeah.
Just
Write
like
a
Sam.
skit.
Yes.
Wait, I want to get the shirts with Kyle's face blown up on them, though.
Kyle's face?
Yeah.
Like a pog emote of Kyle, and it just says nerd on it.
Yes.
Pull a Sam and get like pictures of all of y'all when you were cheap and put them on t-shirts.
Yes.
I could do it.
Now
Look
I'm
at Kyle.
scared. Now I'm even more
World
scared.
is our onion.
No, when Kyle would straighten his hair.
Yes.
Anyway.
He's
this
like,
is
that
the
was a
final.
past life.
This is the final session of Secrets of the Last Summit. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out.
We're
I
just
hope you
starting.
enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this campaign.
We got a long road ahead of us.
So yeah,
Anyway.
this is my campaign. It will be set on the continent of Eopea in our little world that we built together here at Saving Throws. And yeah, I think it would be we'll have some fun going into all the
Lord dump.
lore.
Lord dump. Lord dump.
I'm not gonna dump a whole lot of lore because I think it'll be fun to figure it out as like the characters figure a lot of it out. But like the big main thing is that in the past 300 years or so, magic has slowly started to fade from Eopea, and it seems to be like spreading slowly, like the fading of magic. So there are times when spells have been known to fail, stuff like that, and people are running around trying to figure out how to bring back the magic of Eopea. And some of those people are starting to get into some like shady type of work. So spellcasters have become a little bit afraid of flaunting that they have spellcasting abilities, as they don't want to be caught by these shady individuals who are on the lookout to try and figure out what is wrong with Eopea and its magic and restore it to Eopea. So that's kind of like some of the background that our characters know and stuff like that. So without further ado, are you guys ready to kind of get into it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it.
I'm not. So we'll like fade in slowly on kind of just like this scene of like a woodland area. It's a road, and then on each side you see like a not super dense but like patchwork forest. And off in the distance you see like smoke kind of going up in the air. Not like dangerous smoke, but like just like typical smoke where you know that there's a village coming up on this road. And we slowly come down and we see somebody walking just slowly minding their own business down this road towards where this village seemingly is. This person from the back is just wearing like what looks like a normal like purple cloak with their hood up as they're walking. Catherine, can you describe kind of how Danny would be strolling down this kind of like gravel walkway?
Am I by myself?
As of right now, yeah.
Probably just, head on a swivel, looking around, just making sure there's no one following me. But yeah, so my character is human, average height, kind of got like mid-length, curly blonde hair, really thick glasses. It's hard to tell if her eyes are like really like wide open, kind of like staring uncomfortably, or it's just how thick her glasses are. And she's got a little tarsier on her shoulder. Tarsiers are like little monkeys, the ones with really big eyes. And she's probably just walking down the street talking to her monkey.
Monkey. Yeah.
Monkey.
As you're walking down the street, you start to hear like the subtle behind you, just the sound of, you would know as like a horse coming up behind you. And as it gets a little bit louder, you notice that you can hear like the grinding of wheels on the gravel. You turn around and you see there is a small like wagon being pulled only by one horse with somebody sitting at the top guiding the horse. It looks like it has maybe 6 or 7 barrels on it, and behind that is another wagon that has the same amount of barrels also being pulled by a horse, and they're just coming up like behind you down this road, going the same direction that you are.
Okay. Like it's coming towards me?
Like coming up behind you, like you're walking in the same direction that they're going.
Make sure to move out of the way. Don't want to get hit.
Okay, so yeah, you move out of the way, and they kind of just ride by, and they both you see just two gentlemen, one on each wagon, and they kind of just nod their head at you and keep going towards the town that you're headed towards. So yeah, as you continue to walk into town, we'll kind of go with them as they go into town, and we will see another human with long dark hair. Michael, would you describe your character and kind of what he would be doing at a time? It's early in the morning, probably around like 8 or 9 in the morning.
Yep.
So kind of just describe what you'd be doing on like a normal day.
Yeah. Jackson is pretty familiar with his job. He's been doing it for a while now. And it's like he's patiently just kind of looking for this person that he was assigned to find. So I imagine he's probably just leaned up against some house, smoking a pipe. He is adorned in like leathers, and chainmail. He has one whited out eye completely and a scar across his face. He looks very much like Aragorn, and he has one metal arm. I think he'd just kind of be watching the passerbys coming in and out of the city.
Yeah, and make a perception check.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, you're just kind of just hanging out watching. One you knows because it's kind of obvious when they come into town. You see two wagons come into town carrying barrels. You would know that a couple days ago the town was early in the morning. It was like attacked.
Mm-hmm.
You know that today they are holding a trial for who they think might have been behind the attack. There's a ranger that lives out in the middle of the woods close to Silith. And he's been known that he raises a couple of wolves and stuff like that, and he trains them. A lot of the town don't really trust him, and they believe that they got loose in the middle of the night and that they came and they attacked the town. They have like dog footprints that are around the town. There's claw marks everywhere. They kind of just like ravaged like food stands and stuff like that, and broke into a couple of like the smaller like shops around town. And the town ordered like kind of just like an emergency supply run like to come into town. So like the barrels
Gotcha.
are what's coming into town to kind of replenish what was lost, while the farmers on the outside of town are able to restore it back to where it was. And then there's like supplies for rebuilding houses and fixing up roads and stuff like that. So them coming into town probably doesn't surprise you, as you probably knew that they were coming.
Right. Can I still stop the second wagon?
Absolutely, yeah.
Uh,
And yeah, he
excuse me.
rears up his horse. You see this kind of not really like portly, but just kind of not super fit man wearing like a straw hat that's kind of worn out. They're wearing like a white shirt that you see tons of like dirt stains on, and just like some black pants that look kind of like ripped at the bottom. They've been cuffed up to kind of hide some of the rips. And they say, yes, may I help you?
I don't mean to interrupt your trade route, but I'm looking for somebody specific. I pull out that piece of paper and I just kind of point to the descriptions. Like, do you see anybody on the road that looks like this?
Yeah, and he takes a piece of paper and he kind of like focuses and looks at it. He doesn't look like he can see very well. He holds it real close to his face. And he goes, "Oh yeah, there was somebody we passed on the road going up here. Kind of looks the same as that description." And then he like looks at it and he goes, "Is this you looking for a male, female? You know, it doesn't like there's no they weren't sure of the gender or anything on the thing. It's just a description of what they look like."
I'm not sure. That's all I've got to go off of.
And the one coming up the street, it's a female. She's coming up the street.
I appreciate
She's
it.
going this way, and there's no forks, so she should be here behind us at some point.
Okay, thank you.
And kind of nods and follows the wagon in front of him off to like the side. Silith isn't a very huge town, but there's like a small like town square where most of the shops lie. That's where like a lot of the damage is, and they kind of pull into the side and start unloading the barrels and stuff like that. And there's a small like hall at the center of where the square would be. And we probably, as they're unloading their barrels, we see another human. This one, stocky, built, dark purple clothes over what looks like some chainmail armor. Tyler, would you please describe what you look like as you enter this like hall? This is where that the trial takes place. This is where they usually take place. It's just kind of a small room that you walk into, and there's like a big round table in the middle of the room. But as you enter the doorway, you probably pass by Jackson on the street as you walk to this building. Tell us what you look like.
You see a big, bulky man standing just a little bit over 6 feet tall. Short brown hair pokes out from out of his white cloak that he has up. And you see chainmail covered only by purple clothing with a clock on it, with a shield on his back and a mace at his side, with the shield having the same symbol as the middle of his chest.
Yeah, and you enter the hall. Two pretty big wooden doors open up, and you walk in, and it just looks like a meeting hall where there's a long table that goes down the center of this room. There's a couple of like closets and doorways off to the side that you probably haven't seen. You just come here to do what you usually do. They have a seat waiting for you, and you see sitting at the table is a man with like dark green robes on. You see brown leathery type pants, pouches all around it. Very much the adventuring type. He has a thick mustache and like clean shaven the rest of his face, and kind of like this weird like bowl cut going around his head. It doesn't look like it's cut very well, almost like he did it himself. And he's kind of just like sitting at the table, leaning back, tapping his finger on the table. He's sitting there with the reeve of the town as well, and a couple of other just like witnesses that have like the evidence of what happened.
His name's Truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Truth.
Yes.
What?
I take it you are the hotshot lawyer they brought into town.
No lawyer, but I am the person in charge.
So he looks over to the reef, so you're trying me without a proper lawyer. Okay. Anyway, please, I think that seat is for you.
I just sit down. Look, I'll keep it real simple with you. Things aren't looking that great for you.
I don't know why. I did nothing wrong.
What were you doing that night?
I was out in the woods with my dogs. Simply hunting, living.
Then, do you have any possible explanation for any of this?
I do not.
Any idea? You're so accustomed with the woods. What else could have done this?
I'm not sure. The only thing I've ever seen out in those woods to be alarming are the goblins that attack this town every once in a while, but I'm telling you, it wasn't my dogs. I looked at those footprints on my way in. Those were too big to be my animals. They would never do such a thing. They are well trained.
And I think I want to, who else is in the room with me?
The reeve of the town, and then just a couple of like people who just live there that have like, they're just kind of like witnesses of the evidence. Nobody actually saw the attack with how early it happened in the morning.
Okay, so like, what exactly is my role? Like, am I like prosecutor?
You are
Am I
the
defendant?
judge. You are the judge of this. You decide his fate.
Okay. Where are your dogs now, Truth?
They're out in the woods where I always leave them.
And do we have like the evidence like preserved?
And
Sure.
like a woman pipes up and she goes, we didn't have any way to preserve it. I mean, you can go out and look. The paw prints are still all around the town square.
And I think I look and I go, Mr. Molten Dew, would you come with me?
Of course. And he stands up, slides the chair in, and you guys walk out the door. And as you walk out, we kind of like zoom out a little bit on the town square. And close to the town square, like there's like an alley that kind of just leads towards the woods. The woods are kind of hug Silith, like it's right up against Silith. And they kind of surround it. And we like look over in those woods, and peeking in, first we see just like two yellow eyes as they kind of like come out of the bushes. Very small, only a little bit off the ground. And then the bushes kind of push away. And Jacob, can you describe what we see coming out of the woods into Silith?
Yeah, after steering clear of the path, you would see a short, maybe 3.5 foot, 4 feet tall, green-skinned goblin. His face not disoriented, but like disfigured a bit from being as old as he is. His green ears protrude out of the hood of his cape that he leaves up. He has blue scales that one would believe are like some type of they look like dragon scales that run from his wrist to his elbow on both of his hands. His legs are the same, but you can't see them due to his clothing. And he has one patch on the left side of his neck. His teeth are a yellowish color from not knowing basic hygiene, being a goblin and such. A couple of them are missing, and he has a large crooked nose. He just has a very menacing overall appearance. I think he would definitely scare an individual in a dark alley.
Absolutely. And what would Zittlezap do once he like entered the limits of the town?
Entered the chat.
I'd probably make my way to what he would assume is a common thing and look for some type of bulletin board of adventurers or missions, as he's in need of money and a party to fulfill his needs.
Yeah, and you would see there's a larger building, probably one of the bigger ones in the square. The sign has what looks like it just looks like a halfling on the sign, but there's a tail coming out of the back of it and then horns coming out of its head. And that's like the sign for what looks like a tavern or an inn. And there's a board posted up there, but there's not a whole, like it seems very empty. There's a couple of sheets of paper up there if you want to take a look at it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make my way into the tavern or inn or whatever this may be, and go and peruse the board.
Yeah, so you walk up to the board. There's a flyer of like a wanted face, and it's a man with a thick mustache and kind of a bowl cut beard, or a bowl cut haircut. Walking into town, you would see that that man is standing with another person, kind of like strolling about the center of the town, looking at the ground. You probably get some glares, some looks at you as you walk in from some of the onlookers of the town. But you would see that man and then see this picture. It's obviously him. And then you would see a couple of like announcements, that type of thing. But there's nothing like looking for adventurers. The town seems pretty almost like out of season right now.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of... Everybody just kind of looks like they live there. Like they're kind of just doing what they do every day. It looks very plain, almost boring, for lack of a better word.
Sure. Probably...
Language proficiency.
I'll probably take a look around and be like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, and you probably see like a little kid is like staring you down, like gawking, and they probably just jump and quick run back to their mom. You guys probably hear like almost like crying as they scream, running back to their mom. And then she just kind of scoops them up and takes them off a different direction.
This town doesn't have anything that I need. It never will, so it seems. And I'm just gonna walk out and kind of observe this person that was on the board with I'm assuming that it's the Therion that's with him, right?
Yes, it's Therion that's with them.
Okay, yeah, and I'll probably just kind of watch what they're doing and try to understand like what's going on.
And Therion, you take him out here. What do you do? What do you say to him when you get out to the square?
Yeah, so I think I like walk up to where the footprints are, or their paw prints.
Yeah, you see paw prints.
I'm like, where can you get one of your wolves here now, or?
Easy. And he turns towards where Zittlezap would have came out of the woods, and he puts his fingers up to his mouth and blows, and this ear-shattering almost whistle comes out of his mouth. And only a few, maybe half a minute later, you see come out of the woods a probably about like a Labrador size dog, but with like amber colored fur, and white patches on its face, but other than that, its bottom is a little bit white. Comes strolling up.
Like, can you just have it put its paw next to the paw print?
And he says, "Of course." And he just kind of snaps, and the dog almost looks at Truth, and then like you almost see it like nod, like it understands, and it sets its paw right next to it. And you notice that the paw of this wolf is about a third of the size of the paw print on the ground.
And all of them are this big. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make a survival check. Yep, they're all that big.
I was like asking him a question.
Oh, all of his dogs.
Yeah, like his dogs are this big.
He goes, "Yes, they are all. This is the biggest one I have."
Well, and I kind of like call the people like over to come like look and like show them like this obviously is not the same animal. Like, I don't believe that this is Mr. Molten Dew's doing. I just kind of chuckle a little bit.
He goes, he like rubs his temple. He's like, "Oh my
And I look at him like, I'm pretty sure he's telling the truth.
And yeah, as this is happening, like all of the town is like, I mean, okay, I guess. Like, a couple of them start arguing a little bit, talking about, well, what else could it be? Who else could have done this type of thing? As that happens, Danny, you walk into like the city limits, and you see like this large-ish gathering in the city hall.
Before I walk into this city, can I actually like skirt off into the woods for a minute?
Absolutely, yeah. So you walk up to like the gates. You want to try and like get into the woods to try and like stay out of sight.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to JJ for a second.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
So, is it like pretty decent cover like in the woods outside the city?
Yeah, there's like leading up to like the front of the city, it's like spotted woods, but like there's enough to where you could get behind like a tree and there's some bushes and stuff like that. These are pretty good sized trees. And the woods do get thicker on like the eastern side of the city. So kind of like the further you go in, the thicker it's going to get.
All right. So I'm going to go in a little bit to when it starts to get a little thicker, and then just kind of like put JJ onto like a branch that's like at eye level.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like pace a little bit. So what's our plan? What should we do? I feel like should we enter the city as us? I don't know if that's the best idea. I'm just like talking to my monkey.
Just rambling to this tiny monkey.
So here's the plan. Because if we just go walking right back in, what's the point of the last 17 years, you know? Everything our father risked. Like, we left for a reason, right? Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, here's what we're gonna do. And I cast a Sky Self on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna make myself look like a man with short brown hair, deep hazel eyes, very welcoming face. And then I turn to JJ and I'm like, I'm sorry, but you looking like this, it's gonna draw way too much attention. I cast Find Familiar and turn him into a beetle and then put him in my hair. And then continue walking into the city.
All right, so you walk into the city and you see this like group of people have kind of gathered, and by now they've kind of gotten more of like a shout type thing. They're like, so he's just gonna go? You're just gonna let him leave? What? Why'd you even come here? This is ridiculous.
Here, stop. Listen.
What else could have done this? The only other thing in those woods are goblins. They're the only ones that have ever done this. What else would do this with paw prints like this?
Who knows what the goblins have? Maybe the goblins have started to evolve.
Into giant dogs?
No, but they could have got giant dogs. Look at his dog. You're gonna tell me that something that size made that size of a paw print?
No.
If you wanted me here and you wanted my answer, why are you questioning it?
Because it doesn't make sense. What if he made his dogs bigger? Maybe he's one of those weird magic people. He probably could make them bigger or something.
I look over at him like, did you make it bigger?
He goes, I can talk to them. I cannot make them bigger.
I know about magic at least, right? Like, I would know that, like...
You're a cleric, dog.
Do I think he's lying to me?
Make an insight check. He seems pretty truthful. Like he seems more of like he's like, you guys are all fucking idiots and I want to leave. Like that's like his demeanor. So like he doesn't have like a reason to lie to you.
I do not believe that it is truth. I do not believe that this is his doing.
He goes and he looks down. He goes, and besides the bigger paw prints, look, you can see the goblin footprints all around them. And you look down and you notice that you didn't see them before staring at the paw print. You see weirdly intermixed in the paw prints. You see very small goblin-ish footprints around in the dirt and like in the patches around the cobblestone. Like weirdly intertwined within the paw prints.
I'm just like under my breath, just you can just said that 5 minutes ago. It didn't have to do with all this.
I thought when you he goes, I thought when you looked down, you would have seen them that are right there.
If I would have seen them, I would have said something. Anyway,
I'm gonna start covering up my goblin footprints. Like they're like, it's goblins, and I'm like, fuck, I'm a goblin. Just start.
And I'll just like look at the goblin footprints.
He goes, you did not see those 5 minutes
Yes,
ago.
I told you.
And like he's just kind of like looking around annoyed. Are you just like sitting out in the open, Ziddlezap?
I was probably like, yeah, like just observing it. I wasn't paying attention really to like the details of it until they said must have been goblins, and I'm just like, oh.
And yeah, he's probably like looking around. He's like, well, why don't you ask one of them? They're right there.
Hard turn, just.
Jackson, make a perception check.
You got it. I'm really good at perception. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Consistency is key.
That's exactly.
As this crowd is gathering and you're kind of just like leaning up against like a post on the outside of a house, you see somebody walk into the city. You look. it is a male with short brown hair that walks into the town.
Ah.
It matches like the time frame that they said that your target would have walked into town, but the description is completely off.
Sir?
Yes.
You happen to see a woman on the road, blonde hair?
No. Why are you looking for her?
Well, it's my job. Someone needs to talk to her. I'm the one that brings them to the person that needs to talk to them.
Who's that?
That's a lot of information you're asking me about my own mission. I'm not going to reveal to you.
Alright, sorry, I have my own mission. Moving on by.
That was kind of suspicious.
Danny, can you make a history check for me? Okay. The face of this man that stopped you at the opening to the town, it looks familiar at first, and then you kind of shrug it off as like deja vu, like maybe he just has one of those faces that you see everywhere. As you're like talking with him, and then you walk away. What do you do, Danny?
Gonna make my way to the place I'm most familiar with here.
Okay.
Or at least where I think it would be. Hopefully it's still there. Our parents' old antique shop.
Absolutely. Yeah, you see that there is right next to a building that just says "Wants" on it, with a very plain looking like wand screwed into the sign. Right next to it is a building with a sign that says Antares Antiquities on it.
And it's still there.
Mm-hmm. It looks open.
Oh, God. I didn't think I'd get this far. What do we do now? Are there, like, any alleys nearby?
Probably between it and Wants, and then on the other side of it, there's probably a smaller alleyway.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak into an alley.
Okay.
Take the beetle out of my hair.
Okay.
Have it go into the shop, and I'm just gonna lean against the wall and like look through its eyes, just so I can kind of see the inside of the shop before actually going in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you send your beetle into the shop. You see that there's just kind of like almost like wintry type clothes are all around, like hold up on displays. You see a couple of like glass displays that have like one holds what looks like a fur type armor. Another one next to it, much smaller, up on a pedestal, has like very thick boots in it. Another one off to the side has like a little box. It's about 12 inches long, sitting in it. And as you keep crawling through, you notice that sitting behind like the counter where you would go to buy your items, is like a younger man is sitting there.
Huh. Okay. I will come out of my familiar vision.
Okay.
And walk into the shop myself.
Absolutely. And you walk in, you hear a little ding as you jingle a bell up on the door. And we cut back to Therian. Truth has pointed out that there's a goblin sitting in the middle of the town and says that this is proof you need. Just get the word from the goblin. He's right there. Don't know why I'm here.
And I look over and I'm like, sir. Sir, No. Don't turn around. Don't turn around. Other way. Other way. Come here.
Fuck.
You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I just have a couple questions for you.
What?
Does this look familiar? And I point to the goblin footprints.
Nope, can't say that it does. Sorry.
What about these ones? And I point to like the big animal footprints.
Looks like that wolf right there, if you ask me.
We've already determined it's not the wolf.
Behind you, Truth is like, it is much bigger than my dog.
Well,
Seriously, do your little eyes miscomprehend that?
My eyes are perfectly fine, honestly.
And he like looks like one is going up there. It snapped back into place. It's fine.
Do you know? Where are you from? Are you from around here? So
Are
what's
you
your
assuming-
name?
Are you
What's your
assuming? I Ziddle Zap
Zil-
Booyog.
Okay, Mr. Booyog. Are you from around here?
I'm from. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you could say that.
So do you know what large creatures with?
Are you assuming that because there are goblin footprints, I know them? Because that's extremely rude.
I don't think it's rude.
I think it's pretty rude, actually.
You came out of the woods.
You didn't see me come out of the woods.
I-
I've been here the whole time.
I watched you walk, and I point where he walked out of the woods. Like, right, you literally walked, like, right, and like I walk over and like show him his footprints. And like, I literally watched you make me.
Make
No,
a
you didn't. You
make
didn't
a
see me do
survival
that.
check, Therian. When you walk over to point out his footprints, you notice that his footprints come out of the woods, and Truth's wolf's footprints come out of the woods. But that is it. Those are the only two sets of footprints that are coming out of the woods towards the center of the town.
And I'm like, your footprints are.
What was that? Would you like to finish your sentence?
Your footprints are still here. Don't worry.
Yep. Yeah.
I wanna go back to the larger footprints.
Okay, so yeah, you walk back over. You see them; they're all scattered around this town. You see like claw prints going across, like even like the fronts of buildings. You see like massive like claw prints that are about the same width as what these prints on the ground would be.
Do I have any idea of what this could be?
Probably not. No.
Am I free to go?
Quiet. I'm not done yet.
Oh my god. I have things I need to do, and he's just sitting here not talking to me. I just have to sit here and wait.
And I think that like hears him, so he just is like, just as long as he can. Just truth.
Yes.
My final verdict: that these were not your wolf's doing.
Oh, thank God!
It's not
Finally.
your fault. However,
Oh shit.
I would like to ask for your assistance.
What?
Would you just watch out in the woods for anything you see that looks out of the ordinary?
I mean, that's what I do already. I live out there, but
Yes,
haven't
I
seen
mean I
anything,
know that, but you know what I mean.
I guess.
And safe travels, and may he drum be with you.
And he just nods and heads the way that Ziddlezap and his wolf came from. He heads back into the woods.
And I think I look at everyone like, I'm going to have to do a little bit more investigating. I will call a town meeting when I'm ready to speak again.
And they all kind of just like, whatever. Like they're all a little pissed off at your verdict, and they're like, okay, fine. They kind of disperse a little bit as you walk away. Danny, what do you do when you walk into the shop?
I'm gonna walk straight up to the guy.
Oh, hello! I didn't see you there.
Hello.
Didn't you turn back into Danny? He goes,
No.
whoa. He probably. Okay.
Still dude.
What can we do for you?
I'm looking for. Does the family that opened this shop, do they still own it?
Yep.
Are they here?
Yeah, I can get Miss Antares right in the back.
Yes, please.
And he just goes, Julianne, there's somebody here for you. And you hear like a creaking of a bed almost. And then you hear footsteps. But along with the footsteps, you also hear the hitting of like a cane on the ground, on the planks of the shop. And around the corner comes this very old, frail-looking woman comes around the corner. Much older than you would have. Like, she looks older than what she should be. She comes around the corner. She goes, yes.
Hello.
Hello. Is there something wrong, sir?
I'm looking for. I'm an old childhood friend of your children. I'm looking for Jackson.
And she kind of just, like, looks down. And she goes, I haven't seen one of my children in 17 years, but Jackson still lives somewhere here in Silith. He's probably out there doing whatever it is that he does. He doesn't come see me. Every once in a while I see him peek through the window, but...
Could you describe what he looks like for me? It's been a long time since I've seen him. I have some things to talk to him about.
She goes, who are you? I don't remember you. What's your name?
Dan.
She just goes, I don't remember them playing with a Dan. But
you keep track of all your kids' friends? I highly doubt that.
It's been a long time. I don't remember much. There, Jackson. His long black hair last I saw him. Kind of a scruffy beard. He's a handsome fella.
I'm sure. Thanks. I'll find him.
And she goes, wait. Biggest, the one thing, one of his arms. It's not
What?
real anymore. Seems to be made
What?
out of his arm. It's
Are you? Really?
yes.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
That's right. That's
But
right.
I've seen him
You said that.
outside. It seems to be made of some sort of armor.
Dad, thank you. Okay, bye.
She as you're leaving, she goes, tell him I said hello. And I miss him.
Sure. I'll do that.
And you go to leave, and the guy's kind of like, have a good day now.
Nadow?
Yes.
Have a good Nadow?
Have a good day now.
Stay on.
Shut up. Yeah, you hear a
Y'all
little
bullied me for that.
as you walk out the door. You
not
ring the
me
bell
here.
as you walk out. The crowd outside has kind of dispersed. You see a disgruntled goblin kind of just sitting off to the side. The man that was being questioned is no longer around. You see the man that was questioning him is kind of just scouting out the area, looking at all the clues, and you would see in the same spot, probably staring at the opening of the city where you enter, is the person that this woman described to you.
Oh my god. Well, it's him. Why is he looking for me? Oh god. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go back into the alley
Okay.
and turn back into myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do. Why is he looking for me? I'm just like talking to myself again. To my beetle. It's a beetle now. What do I do? What do I do? Why is he looking for me? What happened to his arm? Why hasn't he talked to Mom in 17 years? I should. And I'm just like rambling to myself in the alley. That's all I'm doing right now.
Okay. Yeah, and you're sitting there just talking to yourself.
I'll probably just like keep an eye on him. I'm not gonna go back and talk to him yet. I'm just gonna watch him.
Absolutely. And when that's happening, everybody make a perception check for me. Oh, look at you!
That's hot.
Keeping
All
it
right.
real.
Keeping it real. Jax, you're kind of just leaning, still staring towards where the entrance to the city is, hoping that this person that you're looking for comes through. And the people that brought the wagons in are still kind of unloading them and bringing them to where they belong. A couple of people have started repairs. One of the barrels they set near you all of a sudden tips over. When it happens, you hear a very audible "ow!" And it kind of just starts rolling back and forth.
I'm gonna kind of. I'm sure they're probably like scrambling, trying to pick it back up, and I'm gonna put my foot on it.
And yeah, he kind of looks up at you and goes, "Is there a problem, sir?"
What's in this barrel?
And he goes, "Food."
Food does not wince in pain.
Make an insight check.
Is it just silly goose?
Oh, everybody's a robot right now.
You look and you see like a bead of sweat forming on their temple. He looks nervous. And goes, "It's food," and he shakes his head no at you.
I need you to tell me what's going on.
And he goes and he kind of like picks it back up as much as he can with your foot on it. And he slides it over a little bit. And he goes to like whisper to you, kind of pulls you off to the side. He goes, "While we were traveling, a troop of goblins, they attacked us. We couldn't, they outnumbered us. We couldn't do anything. They took all of the stuff in the barrels.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are full. But not with the food anymore."
With the goblins?
And he just kind of nods.
Okay. Stay here, stay calm. I'll be right back.
He just kind of nods.
I'm gonna go to Therion.
Yes, sir. How can I help you today?
We have a problem.
What's wrong?
These goblins that attack the city are sitting in those barrels at the gate. The caravan was attacked in the night, and they took them over and trying to infiltrate the city, it seems.
I understand now. And I think I see him kind of like very much gesturing to the barrels.
Yeah. Those ones.
Well, we can't do nothing about that.
Duh. That's why I came to you.
Let's
Duh.
no shit. Let's go check that out.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna move. I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna walk
God.
towards one of the barrels.
It's the dumbass characters with the awkwardness of the Harry Potter campaign. Yeah, you walk towards one of the barrels.
Like I think I grab my mace
Mm-hmm.
and are there other people outside?
Yeah, there's like people just kind of going about their business, doing their work. The crowd that you kind of formed when you were giving your verdict and everything dispersed, but they kind of just went back to doing what they usually do. So they didn't. Some of them went home. It's a little bit thinner. They're spread out, but there's people around.
I think I'm gonna put my mace back up, and I'm gonna look over, and I'm gonna. What's your name, sir?
Jax.
Jax. Give me one moment, Jax, and I'm gonna grab like a crate, like an empty crate, and I'm gonna flip it upside down and I'm go, attention, everybody, please.
And they quiet down a little bit. They kind of look towards you, and then you hear from like the back just, "Ah, great, he's got something else to say."
Yes, I do, and I'd very much
Great.
appreciate it if I could get you all to go to your homes for a little bit, so I can try to figure out what this is without being disturbed by you.
That's a little rude if you ask me.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, Bryce.
The two least charismatic characters are trying to do this right now.
Where's persuasion? Can I use the d6 of inspiration that we have?
I mean, you
Yeah,
can if you want to.
Nope, don't want to.
Surprisingly, they all get quiet as you continue to talk. And like the one guy in the back that's heckling is like, "Ah, we're fine." And then he like looks around and you see that people have started to kind of disperse and go back to their house. And he's just standing there alone and he's like, "Yes, sir." And he walks off.
I think I look back at Jax and I'm like, and now I grab my mace out.
Okay. And as you like grab your mace out, you look and the barrel that you were standing by, it's like not bouncing, but kind of like shaking up and down, and you hear like a stupid, why do they gotta nail it down? It won't open. And you hear like a doof, doof on the top of the barrel.
Obviously something in there.
I'm like, there's gotta be, there's has to. Let's open.
How far away are they from me?
Probably not super far away. The town square isn't very big. Let me see something real quick. Probably maybe 15, 20 feet from each of you.
I'll probably be like,
Well, here, let me.
would I hear them? Would I hear the goblin banging on the barrel also?
Now that the city is kind of dispersed, probably because it's pretty quiet.
I would look at them both and go, of course there's something in there.
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
And
It was
you, even from like,
unnecessary.
you can move yourself wherever you would be, but even from where you are, you can even hear like this barrel is like, it won't. And then you hear like coming from another barrel across the town. Like you can like, now that nobody's around, it's pretty audible. You hear another one going, "I can't get mine open." And it like flops over onto the ground, and that one like busts, and you see a goblin like roll out of it, and he stands up all dizzy, and he's like, "We have come for siege."
Found your culprits.
And he looks around, and he sees that none of his friends came out of their barrel either, and he just kind of looks nervous. He's like, "We're taking the town this time."
You in what army?
And he goes, "All of us." And you look, and all of the barrels are kind of like wobbling and shaking. And every once in a while, one will tip over, and that one will bust, and then a goblin will pop out of it. The only thing you notice is 3 barrels that are a little bit bigger than the other ones. Those ones, the lid, poof, comes right off of it. And you see the same size goblin, but they're kind of wearing like heavier armor. Their sword's a little bit bigger. They come climbing out of it. And like they look around and they see that only like 2 of their comrades have gotten out of their barrels, and they're just like, oh my god. What do you guys do?
I think is this the big bad one right here?
No, that's the one that like had to tip it over to get out next to you guys. The big bad ones are over here.
Which one was the one that was talking about taking the city?
That would be this one right here.
Oh God, it's right next to me.
Which one? You didn't ping it. I'm sorry.
This one.
Okay.
That was the one that popped out. And you see there's like a barrel here that's shaking. There's a barrel here that's shaking. There's another one here that's wobbling back and forth. And then there's one right here that you hear the pounding on it and just like the squealing. Jackson and Therian.
I'm gonna point my mace at this one. Who's in charge?
And like he like jumps up and puts his arms. He goes, "That one over there," and he points next to this one, closest to Zittlezap.
I'm gonna just look at this one that keeps talking, and I'm like, God, you're annoying. You're making me look bad, and I'm gonna shoot him.
And he looks at you and goes, "Whose side are you on?" And,
And I go, my own side. And then I would like to blast.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that hits. Okay. So like you're like my own side, and you guys watch as what is your focus? Like what do you cast your magic through?
It's a ring on his hand.
Okay, so you watch as he kind of just holds up his hand, and this burst of fire energy comes flying out of his hand, hits this goblin straight on the like the shoulder, and he falls back and he goes, "Ow! That's not nice."
And I'm like, Mr. Booyard, stop it.
I look at him and go, you're just gonna let him take the town? Is that the plan?
If you would let me talk.
Because if so, I'll stop. But honestly, I don't. Look at them. They're an uglier version of me. They're not gonna be very nice.
I'm going to look at this one and go, leave. This is not your town for the taking.
Oh my God, he just said leave. Like
And
like that's
you
gonna
talk
be-
to the
what
one
a
right in front of you,
nerd.
or the one that they said was in charge.
The one they said was in charge.
And he goes, "We're not going anywhere. This is our town now.
Therian,
As soon as these idiots get out of your barrels, what are you doing?" And you watch as like a couple more tip over, and they pop out.
Get out of your bed.
I think I'm like, this, just leave, leave.
Therian.
You don't want this fight.
Therian. Some convincing takes a little bloodshed, and I'm gonna draw my scimitar.
Okay.
Rapier almost went a full Islamore right
I
there.
almost
yeah.
did.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
I mean, when you play the pirate for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Get
I
used to
think
it.
this time I point my mace at the one in charge and I go, I do not wish for bloodshed, but I will if I must.
Go get it, buddy.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, you should listen to the big scary, that guy over there. Bloodshed!" And they all draw like their swords that they have. And we can roll initiative.
Oh no.
The initiative is ass. Oh, no, it's not.
You keep saying that and then critting.
That do beat 2 crits in a row, don't it?
I rolled a 2.
Goblin boss.
It's real original, isn't it?
Yeah. Fuck.
This man's.
All right. So you watch as a couple more like burst out of their barrels, and like this one screams bloodshed, and they come running towards you. A couple of them are still trying to get off the ground, get out of their barrels, so they're not very, like ready to go. But these two on, or one on Therian and then one on Jackson, these two are gonna try and take you on. They're gonna tag team you.
The one that goes on Jackson,
Mhm.
I'm gonna impose disadvantage on.
Okay, so that one was on you, and I'm pretty sure 14 misses.
Yes.
Yeah, he just swings up and like hits your shirt, not expecting there to be armor underneath it. He just hits your shirt and it ting, and he's like, "Oh God." And then this other one's
Bunch
gonna
of
swing
little Totos.
on Jackson. Does
The
a
14
hit?
hits, yeah.
It hits. Okay.
Bruh.
Did you forget to buy armor?
So
Or
he
can
swings
one
over
hunters
only
and
wear
probably
certain
just
armor?
like slashes your thigh.
I'm wearing scale mail.
Probably just like slashes at your thigh that doesn't quite reach the scale mail. And they're like, "Ha ha! Bloodshed!" And all the rest are kind of getting themselves together. As they like get up out of their barrels, they're all like woozy and dizzy as they try to stand up. Therian.
Wait, does Michael?
Hmm?
What's your armor class?
14.
What's your dex modifier?
3.
You should, dog.
Yeah, where study
You have a
leather?
16.
I have a
Scale mail's a
16?
4. Yeah, scale mail's a 14 plus dex with a max of 2.
Oh, so it's 16 then.
So
it
that
misses.
14 does.
You don't take any of that damage.
Okay.
Cool. Even better.
That makes
I was like,
more sense.
you have like a +3 to your initiative, dog.
Goes and slashes at your leg, seeing that his friend hit Therian square in like the stomach and it didn't do anything. He slashes at your leg. And at first he's like, "Ha! Bloodshed!" And then he looks and he just like cut like a hole in your pants. He didn't actually break the skin. He didn't go in deep enough to break the skin. And he's just like,
These are new pants.
And then Jackson's gonna go before me because he has a better
Okay.
dex mod than I do.
All right, Jackson, you're up.
I'm going to hit him with my...
Dandelion. Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Why in this show?
Yeah, that's gonna do it, buddy. Did you? Oh, you rolled
Papa
damage.
Gump.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Just like, those are my new pants.
just like cut him down.
Yeah, and you watch Therian as he just takes his scimitar and just right through the goblin, right through its chest. You see this big gash as it falls to the ground, just and falls to the ground. And all of its friends are like, and they look over at their boss like, what? You see Zittlezap. You see the one right next to you is like, this was supposed to be easy. Therian, what would you like to do?
I think I'm just gonna swing my mace down on this one right here.
Do it.
Hopefully.
Those crits gotta balance out somewhere, right?
So I was leaned over trying to protect Jackson.
That's what it was, and you just kind of swung your mace like behind you a little bit, trying to guard him from the other one. And you swing your mace, and this one kind of just jumps out of the way. He's like, and you hear it like laugh behind you, and you swing your mace through the air.
Yeah, I thought.
Okay, Zittlezap.
You have to hit them.
I'm busy covering your ass.
And he's like, yeah, you're supposed to hit. Wait, no, you're not. Don't do that.
I didn't ask you to do that.
It's kind of my thing, you know.
Zittlezap.
You guys just aren't gonna go away, are you?
I cast meteor short.
I'm probably like sitting down. And I'm like, all right, fine. And I like stand up and I like stretch and I grab 2 daggers off of my my bandolier of daggers.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Therion, if you like see me actually stand up, I have 8 daggers across my chest.
What?
And I'm just
Packing
gonna
heat.
attack. I'm gonna attack this guy with my daggers.
Absolutely.
That
Here's
man is
the
heavily
first
armed.
one.
Yep.
Get it?
Points to his
And
metal
I
arm.
punch him with my metal arm, yeah.
Yeah.
Are me and Michael's characters just gonna be doing bad puns the entire campaign?
You're the dads of this campaign, duh. Look at you.
Oh yeah.
You lunge forward with your dagger and stab it square in like its gut. Oh, you see it like cough up a little bit of blood.
Did he die?
No. Yeah.
There's my offhand.
Yeah.
For 4.
No, we did.
You stab. He coughs up a little bit of blood. He's like, and he kind of just looks at you like, I'm not done. And then you're like, You take your other dagger and you stab it right next to your other one. Kind of like pick it up a little bit, and then he just slides off your daggers to the ground.
And go. Filth.
And even when Jacob isn't playing a rogue, he's still playing a rogue.
Right? Right. The loud one from across the square that you hit with the firebolt is like, you know that makes you filth, right? And he like gestures back and forth. Why does it keep stopping?
You have to click shuffle.
I have it on shuffle.
Obviously not.
There, now it's on shuffle.
Yeah, and then I probably just, you wouldn't understand. And I'm gonna move to you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna move right here and point my dagger at the guy in front and be like, I think it's best if you leave now.
Okay, yeah, and you see him just standing there. Let me see something here. Oh yeah, so Ophelia or Danny in front of you, you see the barrel in front of you busts open, and out hops one of the bigger bosses. And he starts walking forward. He doesn't seem to notice you. As he walks away, would you like to do anything?
Sure. No.
He just
They
kind of
haven't noticed.
he doesn't seem to have noticed you. There was a barrel in front of you, and the lid busted off of it as like all of this was happening. And he climbed out, tipped it over, kind of climbed out. He looks like one of the bigger, burlier ones, and he just starts like walking towards the center of the square.
Nope.
All right.
Can't do that.
So he walks out here. And he pulls a spear off of his back. And he goes to throw it at you, Therian.
Right.
At disadvantage because you're a little too far away. They don't seem to be the smartest of creatures as he takes this javelin and throws it at you. And you probably watch as he throws it and it just in the ground in front of your feet. And he just Zittlezap, this one comes walking up to you. And he's gonna quick swing his scimitar at you.
Sure.
Does 15 hit?
It does not.
Impressive. Yeah, you quick duck down out of the way. You're a little bit shorter than he is, so he wasn't prepared for it. He swings it clean over your head. Cuts off like a little bit of the top of your hood as he swings across. He's like, hold still.
Hold still.
And this one comes walking out. Also takes out its javelin to throw it at you, Therian.
Oh.
You've been the big talker. They don't like you right now. Does a 19 hit you?
Yeah, that hits.
All right. So he throws his javelin, and it just like lands in like your hip around like your thigh, then like a gap in your armor from the side that you didn't see him come from.
Ah!
Watch out.
Ah.
Watch out. All right, Danny, what would you like to do? You were just kind of standing here watching, just hanging out, and all of a sudden, all these goblins busted out, and like just 3 random people in town have decided to try and protect the town.
Not totally random. One of them is
Not
Jackson.
all of them. Not all of them are random.
So relieved that they haven't noticed me yet. I'm gonna hope they remain unnoticed over here, and from this spot, I'm gonna cast sleep.
Okay.
So,
And where are you casting it? Like around here?
right here. So these
Okay.
3 would hopefully be affected.
Yep, all 3 of them would get hit with it. All right, so 17. You watch as this one falls asleep. He's like big talking Ziddlezap over here, and all of a sudden, Ziddlezap, you turn and you see, he just and falls to the ground.
The guy in front of me?
The big talker, the one that came out of its barrel over here in the town square.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that was like giving the speech, and you watch as he is in the middle of like hounding you, and he falls to the ground, snoring. And then the other one that just popped out of its barrel also just kind of, he rolls out of his barrel, and before he can even stand all the way up, he just flops over onto the ground, snoring.
Right. Okay. Yep.
And then can you roll a stealth check for me?
Me?
Yes, you.
Sure.
Is that visible magic?
Probably,
Sleep.
yeah.
Yes.
Let me see. What'd you roll? No.
Not very good.
She's stealthy.
Okay, so all of you notice, like, probably just kind of like a hand wave from behind the wall over here, and then you see these goblins just kind of fall asleep as like this, almost like a sparkle comes going across, and it hits them, and they kind of sniff it in and just boop, fall to the ground.
Shh, go to sleep.
Time for school.
All right, so severely outnumbered. You see 2 barrels are still like shaking, and you still hear like a, "I'm coming, guys. We'll be there in a minute." And just like you hear a doof 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 on the hood of these barrels. One next to you, Jackson, and then there's another one like hiding over in this corner that's shaking. But there's only one goblin out, and he kind of looks at you nervously, Therian, and he's gonna take a swing. Nope. He goes for the same jab that he took the first time, not learning his lesson. He goes to jab right in your stomach and just ting, and he's like, "Oh man, I missed it. Ugh." Therian, what would you like to do? Or Jackson, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna swing on this one.
Okay. That does not hit.
Did this one fall asleep or just those 2?
Just those 2 fell asleep.
Ah, shit. Fuck.
Anything else, Jackson?
No, that's it.
Okay. Level 1. Therian, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna swing on him.
The one that just poked you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dude, what are you doing over here? What's going on, buddy?
Performance issues. It happens to the best of us.
This time, staring him right in the face. He's like looking at you like, ting, he gets nervous and he kind of looks at you, and you can see him kind of, getting like ready.
Where'd it go?
You take back your mace and you go to swing, and right when you go to swing down, he quick jumps down and like lays flat on the ground. You swing right over his head, and he's like, "Ha, I got you again," as he jumps back up.
Okay, and then I don't have like, I hate only having 3 spells. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
Oh, here. I'm gonna move to here.
Oh, okay. Mr. Booyog.
Yeah, I probably sidestep. I'll sidestep to here,
Okay.
and I will take my first swing at this guy in front of me.
Okay. Absolutely.
Oh, hold on. That should be +3, so 5.
Okay.
Then I go, "Hey, lawyer man."
Yes, that is all.
having a little trouble over there?
Nope, no trouble here.
Try one of these, and I'm gonna throw a dagger for him to grab, but I'm gonna throw it into the goblin so he can grab it and use this weapon.
Okay. Which are you throwing it into the regular goblin?
Yeah, the one. Yeah, this guy over
Okay.
here. I'm gonna try to sink it in him
Okay. Yep.
for 4.
Awesome. You like call out to him, and you see that him and Therian are kind of like doing like a little dance because Therian's just trying to swing, but he's a little too big for the goblin to swing at him effectively, and the goblin's just kind of jumping out of the way, but it's not paying attention to you. So you throw your dagger and thump, right in its side. Ah, that's cheating.
And I'm gonna just draw another one out of my bandolier of daggers and start parrying whatever the goblin in front of me is doing.
Absolutely. All right, so then you see Danny. This one turns back to you. Is like, you.
Uh-oh.
And he pulls out he walks over to his friend to try and wake up. He starts like shaking him, and he takes out a javelin to throw at you.
Oh, no. Oh, that misses.
He throws it and right next to you into like the house. It hits the wooden, and you look as they're like just like distraught. They don't have any more javelins, and they just haven't hit with it. He gets upset. And then this one's gonna swing on you, Therian.
Right.
Pulls out a
You're
scimitar.
supposed to swing on Jax.
For 8.
I'm down.
Okay. And then this one's gonna swing on you, Mr. Zittlezap. And misses hard. Danny, what would you like to do?
I just look at the javelin, probably like right next to my head.
Yeah, it's still like it's like vibrating back and forth.
Oh no, I think I bit off more than I can chew here. I'm gonna... Did I notice that they noticed me cast magic?
You know the other 3 noticed you.
Yeah.
Make a perception check. Probably. You probably, like, realize that you weren't as subtle about it as you thought you were. You know that there's a chance that any of them saw you do it.
Well, I've exposed myself already.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
At the big
Be
guy.
bold about it.
Absolutely.
I was
So,
really
yeah.
hoping for like 20 damage
Right,
right
that
there. That'd
would've
have
been
been so hot.
Yeah, so you guys watch as the same area where, like, the sparkles that made these goblins fall asleep kind of, like, comes out. You see this blast of just fire just across the town, and it lands square in the chest of this bigger goblin. Pretty hard. You see him kind of fall back a little bit, kind of stutter and fall to his feet, or fall to his butt onto the ground. And when that happens, you hear this weird noise in the center of the town. You hear like a, and you watch as like this almost like swirl happens, and then this like purplish, almost portal-looking thing opens up. And you watch as this massive dog appears in the middle of town. It has huge fangs coming out from the bottom and top teeth, 4 of them, and they're kind of like protruding in weird directions. A huge black, like, almost like a mane, but not fully around its face, just kind of like going down its back. It jumps out. It has like webbed front feet that hit the ground, and then you see its back paws that look very similar to the paw prints that hit the ground before that left the tracks. It appears out of this portal, and the portal disappears. And you watch as it runs in like a circle, grabs 2 of these goblins in its jaws. Zittlezap, it stops when it grabs the one that's in front of you and kind of just stares at you, and you hear it like growl and chuff in your direction, Zittlezap.
Mm-hmm.
And then it bolts out into the woods, towards this direction.
So it took this one?
It took that one and then the one that you hit, Danny.
Okay.
What the fuck?
And you hear like a as it runs off into the woods, and that's like the same direction that you would have came from Ziddlezap, where Truth went and came from. But yeah, that happens. It disappears, and you look, and the goblin next to you, Jackson, just drops his scimitar. Is like, nope, it's not worth it. I'll just be on my way. And he starts to walk away. What do you do?
I'll let him leave.
Okay, he like walks away, like carefully, like afraid that you're gonna swing at him. And he's like, and as soon as he gets out of like, yeah, you like lunge at him, and he just bolts into the woods. Oh, this one wasn't supposed to disappear. So what do you do, Jackson? Now the only one left is the bigger one, the one that seemed to be at least somewhat in charge.
You should probably follow suit.
Make a intimidation check with advantage.
$13. $13.
The first time I've seen a negative.
Can
bruh.
we appreciate the negative on the one?
13.
13.
He looks at you and like he looks like he's trying to hold his ground, but like you can see the fear. Like he's scared. You can see that he's thinking about it, but he kind of like plants his feet as best as he can. Therian, can you please make a death saving throw?
It's just a D20, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You just click on death
Yeah, you can
save
just
and
click death
there-
save. That's 2 on Therian.
Oh no.
Ziddlezap, what would you like to do?
Are you kidding?
Tyler.
Hold on.
Is that 3 nat
I'm like-
ones in a row?
I probably see.
Four.
See,
It's
4? Dude, you need to exit out and roll 20 and come back in.
I probably see Therion get hit, right?
Yep.
Like
And you watch him like fall
It's
to the
from
ground.
this guy, right?
Yes, it was from that guy.
Okay. I'm gonna, now that this guy is gone, I'm going to quickly run over
Mhm.
and be like, what an idiot. He's wearing more armor than I am. And
Dude.
you probably like see, I drop my daggers. And Jackson, you probably see like, I pull out like a scalpel and some gauze and some like yarn, like not like yarn. No, it's not pretty. And I'm like, oh god, all right. It looks like it's his leg, and I probably like look at his leg, and I'm gonna use my healer's kit to close up his wound so he'll stabilize.
Absolutely. So mark off like one use of your hero's kit, and you watch like at first you're like, what the fuck is this little goblin gonna do right now? And you watch as he kind of like grabs his wounds and kind of like pinches them together and starts sewing them back together. And you see that like he stops bleeding, and then you probably watch as he kind of like compresses on his chest a little bit, and you see like a gasp of air go back into Therian, and you realize that he's alive, and somehow this little goblin saved his life.
And then I'm gonna look up at him, at this goblin in front of me, and I'm gonna take off my hood,
Mhm.
and you'll see like he's got like a big scar on his face, and his yellow eyes are starting to glow, and there's blue electricity surging from my hand, and I'm gonna go, "You're next, buddy."
Make an intimidation check. Okay. Yeah, you look at him, and you say that, and you both notice the fear like takes over a little bit more in his face, and he looks at you, trying to be strong. He goes, "I'll be back. I'll be back. You don't you worry."
Don't be.
And he kind of like looks at you, and you can see on his face he's like, "Maybe I won't be back," and he bolts off into the woods.
I'm gonna look at Jackson and be like, "What is with this guy? I mean, calls me out and then just dies when it's time to fight?
Dude. I don't know.
Nice arm."
Thanks.
And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna just try to like pick Therion up, like he's probably like got his arms and he stands like on his waist just to get him to sit up.
Yep.
And he leans all the way back like a rowing machine to get him to sit up.
I'm gonna help Zap prop him up.
Yeah, so eventually you guys are able to get him propped up and like set up against like the wall of the building right behind you. And after a couple minutes he probably stays knocked out, but eventually you come to Therian. To this goblin in your face and the man that you fought next to are still standing here with you.
Do healer's kits only have one use?
I think they have like 10. Like I want to say
Yeah.
one healer's kit has a couple of uses.
Okay, because I only have the one, and I just needed to
Yeah,
know if
I'm
I
pretty
need to
sure
mark
they
it off or
have
not.
like 10 or so uses, and like every time it just like negates having to make the medicine check. It just automatically stabilizes.
I'll just look
somebody.
real quick and see. I didn't know if you guys just knew it off the top of your head.
And I think I'm definitely like, what is, like I open my eyes, I'm like,
You look down and you
you
see
want a
like
mint?
you look down and you see, yeah, first you see him in your face, which probably isn't the most settling thing since you just fought a bunch of them. And you look down and you see like the butcher job of him like fixing your wounds. It's not pretty, but you know that it'll do the job, that he's the reason you're alive.
I'm just like, oh, 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 oh.
I'm gonna.
I'm like, would you grow up? It doesn't hurt that bad.
Excuse me, you didn't just get a spear into half of your body.
Rub some
No.
dirt on it.
I'm gonna walk over there.
I'm gonna like put a little like water on it to like keep it clean. I'm like, no, we probably shouldn't put dirt on it.
Oh, that feels weird. Oh.
Excuse
I'm like, oh, it's probably the knot came loose. My bad. I'm gonna, like,
Starts yanking on the thread.
yeah.
Hey, beating him back with my shield. Just
The kid does have 10 uses.
You guys hear behind you, or at least Jackson and Zittlezap, you hear a voice coming behind you, ever so faintly.
Jackson,
That's what they call me.
I'm gonna take my hood off.
Okay.
Oh,
Did you drop your disguise self?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm looking for you.
Well, I've been looking for you.
Well, I've been looking for a snack. I'm kind of hungry.
I've been looking for.
Why have you been looking for me?
It's me. You're Dandelion. And then I show him the birthmark.
And he kind of doesn't say anything, but his metal arm clasps like over where his tattoo is, and he goes, "Oh,
Hi.
hi."
And then I just run up and hug him.
And he's kind of taken back at first, but embraces her.
I'm gonna look at
You are
Therion.
not safe here.
I know, I'm not safe anywhere.
We must get you out of the city.
As long as I'm with you.
There's some very, very powerful bad people looking for you.
Yeah. About that.
They didn't tell me why. They just gave me a description.
Might know why. We're in the middle of the town square. We should probably go somewhere else.
Yeah.
How about the infirmary?
I'll take you there.
I'm
I'll
a little
take you there.
worried.
Don't worry. Come on. I'm just gonna start dragging Therion by his arms.
My gauntlet
like-
just like slides off.
I was saying, you're like pulling him, like,
Alright.
he probably like gauntlet slides off, and then he like scoots his butt to kind of make you feel a little bit better about yourself because you're not moving him.
I'm like, where's the infirmary? Where? And I'm just like tugging on him.
I'm just like, just give me. I just take my gauntlet back and I put it this way. It's over here.
Yeah, so you guys find like you would know if there's like a smaller kind of just like, it's more of a house. It's like a house doctor you can go into. He has a big couch you lay down on, Therian, and he fixes your wounds that Zittlezap did the job, but he makes it a little bit nicer. You know, the scarring will be a lot less after he gets done with it.
Thank you, sir.
What about me?
Oh, by the way, there are a couple of goblins in the middle of the town hall that are just sleeping.
Maybe the guard
How
could do
long-
their job.
The sleep last.
Like a minute, I think.
While you two were having your sweet moment, they got up and ran away.
Yeah, probably. They probably
Probably.
like got up, saw all their friends were gone, and just were dipped.
Oops. Sorry. Just a little preoccupied.
It's fine. They won't be coming back anytime soon, I don't believe. Not at least for another session.
What's a session?
It's a long story.
Jesus. So yeah, as you guys like leave the infirmary and walk back out into the town square, people start coming out of their houses. They've noticed that it's kind of died down. They get out. They go back to what they were doing. We are going to take a quick break. So we'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. We got some more session 1 for you guys. So we'll be right back. All right,
God
guys.
bless.
Oh, okay.
There it was. There it was. It took 1 session, not even. Took
Never
half
fail.
a session.
Never fail.
Welcome back, guys. We're here hanging out, playing the first session of Secrets of the Lost Summit. We're about halfway through. Our party party. I mean, they're just a bunch of people right now. Just killed and got rid of a troop of goblins that was trying to attack the town that most of them live in or are very much affiliated with. While at the same time killing a couple of these goblins, they watched the culprit of whatever attack happened on the town a couple days ago appeared by some kind of portal in the middle of the town, grabbed a couple of the goblins, and then bolted back into the woods. And you guys are kind of entering back into the town square after fixing up Therian a little bit. What would you guys like to do? Yeah, as
I have a
Therian almost
question.
died in session 1. It's okay. It's fine.
I feel like that sometimes. I had a
Oh, level
question for you,
1.
Kyle.
What's up?
Chat, if you didn't notice, I'm playing a witch. What's a witch, you ask? It's a homebrewed class by our very own DM, Kyle. And we're still figuring shit out. So I was going to ask, would I get spell slots back, like, with a short rest or a long rest?
Long rest.
Okay. Do I have any sort of, like, arcane recovery, like a witch or, like, a wizard or anything like that, where I get some spell slots back after a short rest?
Nah, deal with it.
He said,
Dude.
"No, deal with it." Yo, we in the same boat, cat.
This is rude. Anyway, okay. I was just wanting to ask that.
Hey,
And I've been going off of, like, the druid count of, like, spell slots for levels and stuff.
Yeah, it would be about the same. Yeah. Because I think all spellcasters besides, like, a warlock are the same when it comes to spell count levels. So that's, or spell slot levels. So that's fine.
I haven't really looked that closely at all.
I think all warlocks and a paladin, they're weird because they're like half casters or whatever.
Ranger.
And ranger. Okay, any
Oh, yeah, it
full
does look
spellcaster.
pretty much the same for most
I
of
think
them.
they're
Arcane
both-
Knight.
I said full spellcaster, Tyler. Damn.
Yeah, Eldritch Knight.
So what do you guys
Yes,
do
I couldn't think of the word.
as you kind of congregate back into the town square? People are kind of getting back to their life. It's probably about midday.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you guys do?
We were at the infirmary. Are we out of the infirmary now?
Yeah, that you probably sat there. He got fixed up. It probably took a little bit to do that. And then you came back out with Therian probably limping and hobbling behind you.
Excuse me. I'd like to thank all of you for your help back there.
Yeah, you needed it.
I'm aware.
You're welcome.
I'm a bit rusty when it comes to fighting. I haven't fought in a while.
Clearly.
Because, yeah. I promise I'm not that terrible.
Well,
We all have bad days.
Correct.
I don't think we've met.
Correct. Hello, young lady.
Hi.
My name is Darian Windwaker. It's a pleasure to meet you.
My name's Danny DeLeon. Well, and I look at Jackson. That's what I've been going as for a while.
Well,
my name's Ophelia, but not a lot of people know me as Ophelia.
well, Ophelia or Daddy or whatever.
It's probably safer if you call me Danny at this point. For
Danny
now.
it is. Danny,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi.
Well, I would actually like to ask you all a favor.
Okay.
I think we should hunt down this beast ravaging this town, and I would like y'all's help with it.
You want to hunt that down?
I do,
One of the little ones almost killed you.
indeed,
Boy.
but that shall not stop me. This
It
town is
might.
under my.
Dying tends to stop people.
I did not die.
Looked pretty close to me. I
Hey,
mean,
but
I
I
was
did
kind of
not.
far
But I
away,
did-
but
But I didn't die. So,
but did you die?
but did I die? No, I'm here now, and that's all that matters. Like he definitely to the ground.
That's awfully brave of you. Personally, when I almost die, I tend to run the other way.
Well, the people need help, and that is why I'm here.
Do you have any idea what that thing was?
Tell me what that thing was again. I was a little
dog?
boozy when it ran by. I just need a
What he's
refresher.
saying is he was unconscious when it showed up.
It was scary, is what it was.
So you want to hunt something you haven't even seen?
It's not really that scary, guys, honestly.
Well, I'm not scared of it. I'm just
So I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
where do we even start?
Well, we're ready to run.
That way.
That's the way we go.
Do we need prepare anything?
No, I'm pretty much fine.
Do
We
we
I'm
stay
good.
tonight. We leave in the morning.
Wait, are we all like at the infirmary?
You guys will probably be like coming out of the infirmary, gathering in the town square, like having this conversation.
Oh no. Then Zittlezap is not there. Retract everything I say. Zittlezap does not willingly sit in the open unless he has to.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should find somewhere we can have a more private conversation.
Indeed.
I know just some place. And I think I would just lead them to like the temple.
The temple? There is no temple here.
How far away is
The closest temple you know of is in Ferris,
I was gonna say how far away is Paris?
about a day's trip.
How about we go to the inn?
That's what I was gonna say.
Your temple is the closest temple, dog.
Good.
You guys,
a little woozy.
Jackson and Ophelia, you would know, and you would probably know at least this a little bit, Therian, from coming here every once in a while. Silith is kind of like a weird, almost, not like a tourist attraction, but like, it has, during the spring and the summery more months, it has a big like influx in people that come through the town. People like who are not adventurers, but like people who go exploring, backpackers, like archaeologists and stuff like that. They come from like more south in Westopia, They come from down there up into Silith, as it's the most northern town in Westopia. And this is where they stop to get ready to go like up into the mountains, because the mountains are just north of Silith. So you guys would know like it's fall right now, so it's not very busy with like tourists or anything, but like that's the big thing that Silith is known for, is during those more warmer times of the year, that's when a lot of people start coming through, and they come through, stop for about a day, and then go into the mountains.
Gotcha.
So then, yeah, I think I'll just go to the nearest to the inn.
Okay. That's why that there's no temple, because they don't have like a big like rooting of all that. They're just kind of living their life day to day. But the closest temple, the closest inn, which is where you would have been staying, Therian, is called the Lizardling Inn.
Yeah, so I'll take everybody back to the lizard thing.
Okay, so you enter.
Ooh, buy me dinner first.
What do you want to eat? I'm serious.
Just awkward. Jackson and Therian, you would like know this place. You walk in. Ophelia and Zittlezap, you see something new sitting on the counter. You see a small, deep maroon lizard-like creature. Its scales are dark maroon. It's wearing like tan like pants and just like a regular like brown shirt. And you see like a very thick yellow and blue scarf wrapped around their neck. And they're just kind of like sitting on the counter, and they just wave to you guys as you walk in. And then you see a halfling fellow like behind the counter.
Is that a kobold?
It is a kobold.
I mean, I'm sure I've seen kobolds before.
I'm sure you've seen kobolds, but like, I just mean like this one's it's sitting there like fully clothed, just on the counter.
Not Kyle just finding a reason to use his kobold voice again.
Gentlemen.
The kobold waves. Therian and Jackson, you would know that the kobold doesn't speak.
I just like them like nod to him,
He nods.
and then I think I just go like grab the table.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna sit at the bar.
Okay.
I'm like, no, I need you over here.
I don't think we've been properly introduced.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit at the bar.
Okay, bye.
Peculiar little goblin.
He's very different
Mr.
from...
Bruyog. Mr. Bruyog.
I just want to eat in peace.
If you come sit over here, I will buy your food
I can buy my own food.
and a drink
He's talking to me.
all night.
Don't grab the dagger. It's okay. It's not worth it.
I also need to give you back your dagger.
What do you want?
Just come sit over here.
I hop down and I walk over and I pull out a seat and I sit down. What?
I don't think we've been properly introduced.
I don't care about introductions.
Hi, I'm Lacey.
Oh no.
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 I'm not gonna do that again.
Just
So
Okay.
I would like y'all's assistance on hunting down this there beast over here.
Right.
No, thanks.
What if I give you money?
I don't want money. I have my own plan.
I came here to find him. And I point at Jackson.
Okay, then I definitely like. I'm just like. I just turned to Jackson. I'm like, so I need help hunting this beast,
Right. Yeah.
and I'd be honored to have you fight beside me.
And I'm cool with that and everything, but like, she's not safe in the city. The mage cloaks are after her.
Well, I mean, technically, that thing's not in the city if you wanted to go that way. I'm gonna like grab my drink.
I thought you weren't interested.
I'm not saying I would go. I'm just saying if the technicality of not helping him is because you're not safe in the city, seems like a pretty good reason to be out of the city.
What's their technicalities?
Then we leave first thing tomorrow morning, before the sun comes up.
Did he just volunteer me? Did I just get voluntold?
Do we even
I
track
think
it?
so.
We know a general direction to go at least.
He doesn't even know my name.
Mr. Booyog.
That's not my last name. That's not.
It's like a title.
I don't know your name.
It's a title. Okay.
Can I know your name?
Yeah, it's Ziddlezap.
Hi, Ziddlezap. I'm
Danny.
yeah.
Yeah. Danny.
All right, Z squared. Whatever.
You ever considered dying again? Because if that continues, it won't very long.
It won't. What won't very long?
Z squared.
I don't know. I like a Jackson. I kind of like the nickname.
Z squared?
I love how Jackson's like, I fucking hate all of you.
Anyways, as I was saying, we know a general direction it headed at least.
Mm.
And is that direction that it headed towards the mountains, Kyle?
No, it headed to the east. The mountains are to the north.
And we head west.
No. Just east.
Then we
So-
you guys would know that the Dershire forest gets thickest to the east, and that's where it went.
What's it called? The what fire?
The Dershire forest.
Dershire.
The Dershire Forest.
Definitely
Would I know anything about the Dershire forest?
It was the woods that you came through on your way into town.
So then, yes.
Yes, you would know.
I suppose I can help you, Therion. I mean, someone's got to keep you alive, right?
It is. I do appreciate it. And you will forever have my gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude's not what I'm after.
What are you after?
What are you after exactly?
Well, it's a long story.
And I look around and it's only
Have I ever heard his name before?
Nope, we can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
He's not muted, that's the problem.
Ziddlezap?
Yeah. In stories or legend.
Make a history check.
Please roll like a nat 20, dog. Oh yeah, this is
Oh!
Oh baby.
In traveling and probably headed around the areas around Silith, by the Bard of one or two, you would have heard stories from the ancient days, where the title the Booyog was used quite a bit. Another creature by the title of the Booyog is very famous for saving Eopea from a tyrannical red dragon about 300 years ago.
I'm going to keep that information to myself. I will bring it up in a conversation later with Ziddlezap.
Sick.
That will come up when there is more appropriate RP to be done.
Does anybody here speak Goblin besides
I do.
Ziddlezap? You do?
I do.
You would know that the Booyog means sorcerer in Goblin.
Are you mad now, Tyler?
I knew what it meant. I just it just cracks me up, bro. I already knew what Booyog was.
So, are we leaving tomorrow then, I guess?
Yes.
All right. I will see you guys here. Yes.
Yes, would you like any food or a drink? It's on
No.
me tonight.
No, I'm gonna have it sent to my room. I'm not a very pretty eater.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop down from the chair and go get my meal of a whole roasted turkey.
Okay. Yeah, you walk up to like the bar,
Yeah.
and the halfling comes over to you and goes, "Well, I don't see your kind around here very often. What can I get you?"
I'll take a whole roasted turkey and a big cup of mead.
And you see the kobold nods and then like scampers off on like all fours down the bar and like back into like where the kitchen would be. And he goes, "That'll be 3 silver piece for all of it."
Okay. I'm like getting
Whole turkey for 3 silver pieces? Bro,
and
that's
I
a deal.
put 3 silver pieces on the table and go, man, I hope killing that thing gives me some more money because I'm about dry.
And he takes it and he like pockets it and then walks back to down the bar to another person. And then you watch as the kobold comes scampering out with like a tray tied to their back, and it's scampering out on all fours, and it comes and like jumps like almost like a squirrel from the back onto the bar and runs down and stops right in front of you.
Thanks. Grab it.
Yeah, and the plate kind of just like pops off. It has like this belt around its waist, and it goes and scampers back over to the halfling.
And a room, please.
And like as it's scampering, it hears you say that, and it just nods and then keeps going over to the halfling.
Are there rooms here, or is the inn a separate place from the?
No, there's room
town?
like in the back behind.
Okay.
Yeah, they're attached to it. And you see like the halfling kind of just like nods at the kobold, and then the kobold comes running back, and it holds up 2 fingers.
A kobold?
Yeah, it comes running back to you and holds up 2 fingers, and like points at the silver pieces that you put on the table for the meal.
I go, I hand him 20 copper pieces.
And you see it just, it doesn't, no noise comes out, but you see it just sigh and just, and it like slides all of it like into a pile on the table, and then it scampers back to the halfling. You watch the halfling guy go to a cabinet on the back of the bar, and he pulls out a key, and the kobold grabs it in its mouth and runs back to you, and just kind of drops it by your plate.
Yeah, I grab it and I head to my room for my feast.
And then after you guys kind of watch that happen, and then the halfling, along with the kobold, once the kobold's done talking to Ziddlezap, they both come towards your table. And he goes, "Welcome back, Darian Jackson."
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
As you're just vibing, you would know that his name is Patton.
Patton.
And that the
See you
kobold's
again.
name is Sovi.
Sobi?
Sovi.
Sovi, okay.
So V, like sous vide, like cooking method.
Sous vide?
Yeah.
Sous vide.
And he goes, "What, are we getting anything tonight, boys? Never seen you two together. You guys just you both come in here, but you're usually separate." I didn't.
I picked him up on the street.
On the street? We picked him up off the street. Literally.
That's true. I saw that
Look.
happen.
Look, hey,
Oh, I didn't even
hey.
see you back there. It's nice to meet you. Pat and Dim.
Hi, I'm Danny.
Annie, what can I get you guys tonight?
I
I'm
think
gonna
I'm
tell
just
you right
gonna
now,
have.
we're all out of turkey. Goblin just took it all back to the room. I had to.
Damn it, guys.
Damn, booyah!
But any other, we got some roast. We might have some ham back left there. It's a steak. What?
Roast what? The menu?
I'm just reading you the menu. What do you know how this works, Jackson? You've got
I don't know.
He's like, I'm still surprised you don't have a
It's been a day.
It sure looks like you guys look pretty beat up. You were the ones who stopped the goblins out there, weren't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
that was us.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate this
I'll
one.
tell you what.
Tonight will be on the house.
Oh.
Tell me what you want. I mean,
Well, of your largest ale.
and you see Covey is kind of standing behind him, just like tapping their foot, like arms crossed. Anything?
I'll take some roast.
You want the roast?
I would like the roast.
You have any pheasant?
We might. And he looks over at Sovi, and Sovi's like, we might have some pheasant.
I get like a salad and a water.
The whole bar goes silent, and you see everybody in it just turns and like looks in your direction.
She said roast.
And then they all just go back to
Yeah,
talking
that's
and
you.
what they were doing.
Sure.
I'm like, just
He goes, "Don't worry, we got that." It
just
can be weird sometimes. Okay, got that, Sovi, and you see the kobold just kind of nods, and then the halfling goes back to the bar, and you watch as the kobold runs back into like the kitchen. And a couple minutes go by before it comes scampering out on all fours with the tray on its back. You see it's got your ales, your water, and your meals on its back.
Thank you, Sophie.
I'll like pick him up and then
Is
I
it
can't.
Sovi or Covey? I'm confused.
It's
So-
Sovi.
Sovi.
S-O-V-I.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you grab your tray off of their back, and they scamper back up to the bar where the halfling is, and they just kind of like sit back in the position that they were in before to greet whoever walks through the door. And you guys have your meal.
Darian, you ever engaged with the mage cloaks?
Kyle, have I,
You've heard of the mage cloaks, and like that their motto type thing is like they're trying to restore magic to Ivastea. But you also would know of the rumors that have been going on for the past couple of years about them.
I've heard about them. I know they don't. They're not the best people. They don't
No.
really mess with my kind of magic as much as they do. I kind of just like nod my head.
Daniels, yeah.
I wasn't going to say it out loud.
Well,
Yes. I know they're not good people, and I would like to try and restore magic back to all of here, just not in the way that they are.
the interesting bit that I was getting to is that this wasn't a usual job. Usually it's a full description, name, everything, and I can just pick them up and deliver them to wherever they want me to drop them off. But I'm supposed to bring Danny straight to the head of the Mage Cloaks, jumping all kinds of chains of command, which is not usual.
Any reason you can think of?
There wasn't one given. It was just, is it the utmost importance that you get this done, and that was it. I'm gonna look around and make sure no one's like listening to us.
Make a perception
Yeah, me too.
check. Both of you can make a perception check.
I mean, my passive perception is a 20.
Okay. You don't notice anybody staring at you. Everybody's kind of just going about their conversations.
I think I
Bar
probably.
isn't it's only like midday, so there's not a whole lot of people in here, and the couple that are in here are just kind of like eating lunch to themselves.
I think I probably like just take like I see them looking around, so I like quick glance. I'm like, I kind of lean in a little bit more. Just could Danny have something to do with restoring the magic back, or
I don't know. I don't know why they would want me to bring her in specifically.
any way of requesting more information?
No. It's a do this and don't ask questions kind of job.
Do you think they
This
know that?
often?
What's that?
Do you do this often?
Yes, this is... So, I work for a small group of people that are conscripted through the mage, like mercenaries, essentially. We do the dirty work for them. Most of the time, it ends up going peacefully, but sometimes, tink tink, it doesn't.
We have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
If it wasn't clear, Therion, we're twins.
I assumed that you were related somehow.
It's
How
a
about-
long story.
Very long.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to tell it on the road tomorrow. How about this? I will leave you two to do your catching up and enjoy this evening and afternoon before we set foot tomorrow. I'll go talk to the city officials and see if I can't come up with some kind of compensation for your help.
If you happen to run into any mage cloaks,
I saw nothing.
okay.
Arian gets up and leaves.
Yep.
I don't know about you, Jackson, but I'd rather have this conversation in more private. Let's get a room.
Okay.
So I'll ask the innkeeper for a room.
Yeah, and he goes back into his cabinet. He goes, "Be 2 silver pieces."
I'll give him 2 silver pieces.
Takes it, puts it in his pocket, grabs the key for you guys. Therian, you already have your key for like your room because you stayed here the night before and everything.
Yeah.
Little Zap, is there anything you do in your room, or do you just kind of eat and then chill out for the rest of the night?
Going to eat, and then I'm going to spend a bit of time looking through an old book of old notes.
Okay. Therian, is there anything that you do before you go back to your room?
Yes, I want to go talk to like the mayor,
Yeah, the
like the
reeve.
people that, yeah,
Mhm.
to discuss the possible reward for hunting down this beast.
Yeah, and you know that his office is in like the same building that the trial
city hall.
started in. Yeah, the city hall. He has an office in there. There's a big plaque on the door, chiseled out of like some silverish metal that says Destivo Drala.
And then I'll go in there.
Yeah.
I'll knock first,
Yeah. Come in. And you open the door.
and I'll walk in. Hello.
Therian! Good day,
Yes,
good day,
yes.
good. And he like looks around, he looks out a window, it's sun starting to set. Oh, good evening. What can I do for you? I heard the trial went well, and then a little bit worse after that, but I applaud you and your compatriots for what you did for the town today.
Thank you. That's actually what I'm coming here to talk to you about. I don't know if anybody else saw it. By gods, I hope they didn't. But while those goblins attacked, they were aided by this foul beast I've never seen before. And we've decided that tomorrow we're going to go track it down. We simply cannot let it run amok in this town. I will not stand for it. And I know they as well will not. And I was wondering if maybe we could offer up a reward to at least the 3 of them. I myself need none.
And he kind of like nods, and you see him like squint and look off like he's thinking, and he pulls out like a ledger and like leafs through it a little bit. And then he snaps and calls in somebody and goes, you see like an assistant come in, like a taller, slender man with thick like bifocals on, comes walking in. He goes, Dodwick, go down to the bank and get out. And he looks over at you there and he goes, what do you say to 60 gold now and 60 when you come back without that beast around. It's 30
Sounds like
total
a-
for you and your friends.
Sounds like a mighty fine deal to me.
And he like leaps through the ledger a little bit more. He's like, we have a little bit extra. We can spare it for now. And he goes, Todwick, please go round that up. Bring it back. And he watches. He walks out. And he goes, what do you think this thing is?
Just something magical, at least. It has to be being controlled by goblins, orcs, something larger, at least something larger than the goblins. I mean, it came through, it teleported into the middle of the town and scooped up two of the bosses that were kind of running the show and just left. I don't know why it didn't attack us. But it was large. It was very large.
Do you think that it is what attacked the town 2 nights ago?
I'm
Instead of
confident
Mr.
that-
Mordendu's wolves?
I'm confident that it is.
Well then, by all means, please bring justice to that and stop it.
That is the plan, sir.
Thank you, Therian. You've done a lot for this town since we started calling upon you, and I can't thank you enough.
It's not a problem. I'm simply doing what I was here to do. I just I bow and as I leave, I throw my hood up and I walk back to the inn.
Yeah, and as you walk out the door, you kind of hear him creak forward in his chair, and he goes, "Your father would be proud of you, Therian." And then you hear him lean back in his chair again and just continue to write with his work.
I think I just stop. Whenever he says that, I just stop for a moment and feel down to the book on my hip. And then I just keep walking.
Yep. And as you're leaving the town hall, Todwick meets you and he hands you a sack that you feel is full of gold. And he just kind of nods and he says, "There you go, Mr. Windwalker. 30 gold or 60 gold. 60 gold. I counted it myself.
I open. I'm it's one short.
No. I swear I counted it all myself. There is 60 gold in there. I promise.
I'm just kidding, Todd. Thank you very much for your service.
Of course. And he hurries back into the town hall.
And I think whenever I get back to the inn, I probably knock on Danny and Jackson's room, and I give them their share of the gold, and I go to Ziddletap and I try to knock on his door to give him his. And I just kind of explain the town. This is the reward. 60 now, 60 after. 15 apiece.
Probably stick a greasy goblin hand out the door for my pouch.
You know they have bathrooms here, right?
I grab the pouch and I slam the door.
Huge one, bless. And under my breath, I'm I'm just gonna need it. And then just the same thing for Danny and Jackson. And then I just retire to my room and do my nightly prayers.
Sounds good. Jackson and Ophelia, is there anything that you wanted to discuss?
So many things.
Hold up, let's go. It's a role to play time.
Where do you even start?
I don't know. It means, what happened to you? And I'll reach out to his face, his fucked up eye.
The eyes. It works like a regular eye. It's not useless. You also notice that my other eye looks like a cat's eye instead of the green hazel that I had before. There was an issue in the mutation, and it caused one of my eyes to go white. Yes. I got up with a group of mutants, essentially. I guess that would be like not the correct term. Altered humans. Just faster, stronger, and can see better. And I've been working for them for as long as I can remember.
I'll go to like touch your face. And then I'm like zone out for a minute. And then like quickly withdraw my hand from your face. Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot of blanks we need to fill in for each other. 17 years worth.
Yeah.
I saw Mother today.
I see her occasionally, but I don't speak to
What's
her.
wrong with her? Why is she old?
Would I know why, or would it just be like
You wouldn't know why, but you would notice that one day, many years ago, like, she just randomly, like, she just started to age faster than what people usually do. Like, you would know that she's only however old that she is, but she seems like she's like 80 or 90 years old. And it just kind of happened, like, all of a sudden, Tyler, she started aging.
I was like, what did I do wrong?
Don't change it.
And shortly after she started aging is when she hired the man that has been running the store since then.
She changed much?
No.
Surprising.
I didn't leave much longer after you and Dad.
I never really forgave him for not bringing you with us.
Over time, I've understood it.
Me too, but I understand that if, they were looking for me, and if he brought both of us, it would have been easier to find us.
Yeah.
It's been over a decade since I've seen him. Just left one day.
It's not in his character.
No. He said I'd understand one day, but I still don't. I traveled with a circus for most of the time I've been gone. Honed some of my talents. Met interesting people. Never stayed in one place too long. I've been running almost as long as I can remember. I want to find Father. I just don't know how.
Do you have a lead?
Do I have a lead? I don't think so.
No, you wouldn't have any lead.
You are my lead. I obviously took an extreme risk coming back here.
Yeah. A very large risk.
But you know, I've always been sensitive to certain things.
Right.
I had a bad feeling. I needed to find you.
What do you mean, bad feeling?
I don't know. If I knew, I'd probably...
Is it premonition like you used to have?
I never really had premonition. visions. It was just... A lot of times it was visions of things that had already happened. This was different.
What did you see?
It wasn't clear. All I knew was that you were in danger and I had to find you. So here I am. And where we go from here,
Who knows?
no. I thought I'd have a much harder time finding you, honestly.
I haven't gone far. I left Sirith for a while, but found my way back here with my group of mercenaries, capturing wizards for coin.
Yeah, why that line of work specifically?
I'm good at it.
I mean, considering I can do what I can do, it seems a little odd of a choice.
Who knows? Maybe I thought one day it would bring us to get back together. But here we are.
Here we are. This is JJ, by the way, when I take the beetle out of my hair.
JJ, huh?
Yeah.
That's a bug.
Stands for Jackson Jr. It's usually a monkey.
Monkey.
I've learned a few things. I can change him into what I want him to be and see and hear through him.
Yeah, I've learned some things as well. I'll show you. I take my scimitar out and I cut my hand. And I'm gonna use my crimson right.
What are you doing?
If you have a monkey, I'm gonna use my blood to do stuff.
This world will know pain.
So like my blood as it's
I got you, dog. I got it.
as it's all going up my sword, it turns into flame.
Oh my god, okay.
That's hot. Literally.
That seems dangerous. You only
It's
have
called-
so much blood.
It's called hemocraft.
Uh-huh.
It's magic, but I use my own blood.
Right. My power seems to stem from just spirits that exist everywhere. They whisper things to me sometimes. I hate it. I don't like being alone and just to get the quiet. The silence is deafening.
Being alone isn't all bad.
Maybe in your experience.
That's fair.
So, you can turn your blood into fire.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to your arm?
Wrong end of a fireball.
That's one I haven't figured out yet. I don't know if I want to.
This is kind of the damage that it can do.
So we're hunting down this dog thing?
Yes?
I mean, you said yourself we can't stay here.
Right, yeah, no, definitely not.
If they're looking for me. I mean, I can make myself look different. I mean, it uses some what I can do every day, but I can do it for a short period of time.
That is helpful, especially at least getting you through the streets. Because if I can recognize you off a description, I'm sure others can.
How? I've been gone for 17 years and they're still looking for me. Why?
I wasn't given a reason.
When will I stop running?
When we're powerful enough to take on the mage cloaks?
Sorry?
When we're powerful enough to take on the mage cloaks.
What kind of power do they possess?
All of it.
Maybe a while.
I've had my suspicions of them, but
Well, there were rumors when we were children. It's why... I mean, after everything happened, Father took me and ran, but... We need to find him.
I agree. We don't even know where to start. One bit at a time.
Right. Find evil dog and goblins.
Yes.
Baby steps. I'm going to turn my familiar back into his permanent form
Okay.
and go to bed.
Yep.
So you both turn in for the night. You all are able to get a full night's rest. You start waking up in the morning. I imagine Therian is first. But slowly but surely you all start waking up. And you converge down. Well, not down. It's on the same level, but back in the seating area of the tavern.
I'd probably already have like breakfast ordered for everybody.
So you guys eventually get out to the seating area, and you see Therian at a table with 4 plates.
I look at it, I'm like, I also have coffee, tea, and water. I wasn't sure what we were drinking, but it wasn't going to be ale first thing in the morning.
He's an eager beaver.
But
I give him
why
like
not?
4, dog.
But why not ale?
It's like 6 o'clock.
5 o'clock somewhere.
No, it's 6 a.m. here though, so.
Well, it's probably 5 o'clock in Kaoran, and they're drinking ale.
Well, guess what? We're not in Kaoran.
Are they ever not drinking ale in Kaor?
That's also a valid point. We'll drink ale later. We'll get some to go if we have to.
I'm gonna quietly try to walk up and just grab my plate and avoid them.
You see like little green hands just come up and wrap around one of the plates, and it slowly slides off the table.
I want to just grab the other edge of it. Just no. I paid for this one. You have to sit here and eat with us.
I let go of it and I go to the bar.
Siddle's at.
My experience with goblins is much friendlier.
I think in Goblin, I'm like, your mother would not be very proud of you right now.
I turn around and look at him and go, I have no mother. And I have no father. I never have and I never will. Leave me be.
Does he say that in Goblin or Common?
In common.
Oh.
So you
Just-
guys hear Therian like mutter some weird language, and then Zittlezap turns around and says that to him.
Wow.
What's that? Just
And if
come
you look,
with us,
if
man.
you look real close, Therion, like when you look to talk to me, you can see like a blue energy like flowing through underneath like my robes.
Dude,
You see it like going down his fingers, which seem kind of longer than most goblin fingers, and it's kind of like flowing down his fingers. And then you watch. Make a perception check. Yep. And then
it's
you
not
watch.
a 1.
And then you watch.
My
And you
passive
watch.
perception is a 20.
You would
Yeah, my passive is 14.
Ophelia, you would see that like for almost like a split second, like blink of an eye, you watch as it like flickers, like almost goes away and then comes right back. And you probably see Zittlezap almost wince in pain in that little flicker.
I know that settles out. Just come to me with this, man. Let's talk about what we're gonna do today.
And I just sit like I prop myself up to the bar, and I spin around and I look at the three of you, and I go, "What do you want?"
Thank you.
Don't thank me.
How did everybody sleep? It's your night.
Disjointed.
Ha!
So-
It's an inside joke. You'll get it
I mean, I
later.
got it, but I can't have the character.
What's up, Ryan?
When you just join.
It's nothing. You wouldn't understand.
Okay. So, do you want some tea? Some coffee? Some water? If you absolutely must.
Would I have picked up that Ophelia would have noticed what's going on?
I imagine it would have been like
Sorry, Danny. I keep looking at the token.
she said her name out loud to you guys, so you would know that that's not her.
Oh,
name.
okay.
But you would also know that there's a reason that she goes by Danny.
I would refer to her always as
Yeah.
Danny.
Yeah. We'll all get used to it eventually. Catherine, you're having to make the complicated character. You would probably see like when it flickers, you feel that wince of pain, Zittlezap. You would see her like quick like cut her eyes away from you.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll just take some coffee. It'll be fine.
Imperceptive, but not subtle.
Fine. Like I grab it home, like a form of like cream, sugar, milk,
Just the way it came out of the pot.
milk.
No
And I
water.
I'll hop down.
So
I'll hop down and just grab the cup.
I shit.
Theron, we're fully grown people. We can feed ourselves.
Let
All due respect.
I'm just like, oh, like I just set everything down. Just sit back.
Thank you.
hmm
I'll sit with them.
Okay. So you all finally sit with each other, start eating your meal.
I think like Therion definitely has like just like 8 cake stacked right on top of each other.
Not wrong. Yeah, and you guys finish up your meals. However much of them you actually eat, Therian, you're out probably at 8 silver pieces for the entire thing.
That's fine.
Sovi comes around and grabs all of your dishes in like a big tray that's a lot bigger than them. They're probably like balancing it on their head, and they set on a table, quick scoop everything into it, put it back on their head, and scamper back into the kitchen area. You guys are able to get up. You exit the lizardling. There's still tracks on the ground. There's people picking up like the broken barrels around that the goblins were popping out of. What do you guys do?
I leave a few extra silver pieces on the table. Always tip your servers.
I would like to pick up said silver pieces because I'm broke.
Um,
I just gave you 15 gold pieces.
Oh, I have plenty of gold.
Make
I'm
a,
just
make a
broke.
Because
sleight
I
of
just don't
hand
have
check.
any silver.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Beat a 20.
Oh,
No.
you
Hey,
definitely.
don't touch that! Don't touch it. Not for
I
you.
mean, I really don't care if she sees me take it, honestly.
Jesus.
He's like, I'm taking it either way.
If he tries to take it, I take it back. It's not yours.
I mean, you were just gonna leave it there.
I take it back and hand it directly to Sophie.
Okay, well, you could have specified by just handing him that. Just, honestly.
I did.
No, you didn't. You just put it on the table.
Hey, that's called leaving a tip. You
So-
just-
Let me give you a tip. Hit with your mace next time.
Why are you so angry?
Why are you not angry? You see
You
what
need a
we're
hug?
in?
You need a hug, buddy? Come here. And you just keep there on like, come here, bud. Just,
Do you give him a hug?
I like go and like I wait for a hug.
Oh, you don't get one then.
Come on, you need a hug. Come here. Hugs make everything better.
No.
Come
I'll
here.
give Therion a hug.
I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you. And like, I'm like, thank you. And I cut my eyes. This little son, Danny.
Gonna just.
You look like
Jackson,
you
you-
do good hugs.
I just. This
And
is
I
a
was
lot.
right.
I'm just gonna leave. I'm uncomfortable.
Ziddle's habits this way.
Careful not to cut yourself on your edge.
I don't know what that means.
It's your fucking edge lord.
No, I'm not. I don't know what that means. I don't understand what you're saying. Are you implying that I'm bitter?
That's one word for it.
Because I am. So as long as we're at an understanding, you can quit saying it.
But why?
You wouldn't understand. You're too young to understand.
You don't know anything about me.
You don't know anything about me.
I'm
All right,
I am
guys.
asking.
This is the road. Let's
I
see
like
the road,
Jackson.
right?
I like
Jackson, and,
Jackson.
like punch your
He
middle,
doesn't
your
say
metal
anything.
arm.
I look at Jackson. I go, "Hey, thanks for being quiet. You're the best one here.
Yeah, I have nothing to say to all this.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Can we get the fuck out of here?"
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna leave.
So you guys exit the lizardling. You find the tracks that were on the ground in the middle of the town, and you follow them back to the one entryway into the Dershire Forest. And bickering the whole way there into the woods, you guys disappear behind like the tree line, and that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Woo woo.
Ooh.
We did the
More.
thing.
Little combat, little RP, you know.
More.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of
I'm glad you guys had fun.
my first
Just-
good guy.
now I just have to
character.
commit to that voice for the next however long.
You
Who,
get-
me?
you
No,
get used to
this.
it.
Oh, this.
You get used to it. You'll be fine.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. It's just, I have to remember.
So yeah, we'll say our goodbyes on our first session of Secrets of the Lost Summit, and we will start with Catherine because she's on the top left of the overlay again.
Every time.
think that's
Hey
all of them.
guys.
I'm glad it's not me this time. I was the top left of every one of them last time.
My name's Kat, also known as That RPG Chick, on pretty much all social media at this point. You can find me here on Twitch. I like to stream a variety of stuff, starting a new Let's Play with both Michael and Sith and anyone else that really wants to join tomorrow on my stream. Also, don't forget to check out our Redbubble and get some cool saving throw stuff. Exclamation point merch in the chat. That just helps to kind of support what we're trying to do here. And it's some pretty cool stuff that you can get. It's got all of our like party images, our logo, and then our well-known Toto nerd emote on there for now. Also, make sure to come back on Sunday for the premiere of Ivastea History Check. That's going to be my little talk show that I'm going to be doing every other week with familiar faces here on Saving Throws, just kind of recapping what's happened so far in our sessions and kind of digging in the brains of DMs and players alike, and it'll be pretty fun. So hope to see you guys there for that. And thanks for coming out tonight.
Cool. And then down below, Jacob, would you like to say goodbye?
Cheeky poo.
Jakey.
Hey everybody. Tonight I played Ziddle Zap the Booyog. I hope you guys like him. I love him. He's a great character. If you'd like to hang out with me personally, you can find me at JakeTheBard _ on all my social media. And I've been taking a little bit of a break from streaming personally on Twitch to kind of figure out what I want to do with my channel. I kind of want to move into a new direction. So I'm putting a lot of forethought into that before I come back. So I will keep you posted as to when those will start happening again. You can also come find me, though, on Saturday. I'll be the DM for the second episode of Mundari's Curse here on the channel. I'm absolutely super excited for that. The party there is fantastic. I think that pretty much sums up everything. So I guess that's all for me, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Cool. And then to the right of him, Tyler. Will you say goodbye?
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Tyler. Play Therion on this campaign. Then I also play Baes in the Pirate campaign, they're both awesome. I've loved both of these campaigns so far. I'm moderator here at Saving Throws, and if you guys ever want to catch me personally on any social media platform, it's Midnight17 _ and I stream sometimes. Right now I'm in a little bit of a break with school, but besides that, thanks for coming out tonight, and I love all of you.
Cool. And then, last but certainly not least, Michael, would you like to tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Darth Brennan. Tomorrow I'll be streaming with an RPG chick. We playing in rooms.
A game. Ruining fucking surprise, bro.
Well, we're playing a game.
It's a game.
I didn't hear the game.
I played Jackson and Terrace tonight. I'm very excited for this campaign to continue. I also DM Mondays for Folly of the Gods. So come check that out. And yeah, that's it.
Cool. And then, hey everyone, I'm Kyle. I'm the DM of this campaign. You can find me at the Winking Wizard here on Twitch, and I'm also a player in the other two campaigns. So be sure to come back on Saturday and on Monday to check those out. And then don't forget, we will have the premiere of Ivastea History Check on Sunday, which should be lots of fun. So be sure to hit all those like buttons and all those follow buttons and everything, and we will see you guys here on Saturday. Good night, guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.